it's Riley. So good to see you all again. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. I just have been putting this off so bad. But I'm back now, and I figured as kind of a Happy New Year and an apology, I am going to share with you all of my most embarrassing exchange moments. There are a lot, so prepare yourself. Okay, and this is going to go in chronological order. So here we go. In Bregenz, which is the town that's near me, it's like the capital of Vorarlberg, there is a beach because there's a big lake that is connecting Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. So I was with my temporary first host family, and it was so hot. So hot. So we traveled from our little village that I was living in at the time. We went to Lake Constance, which is a lake. And I was stupid and thought that wearing dark black jeans was a good idea when I knew I would be swimming. One, it is way hotter than I am used to in Oregon, so I was just like dripping sweat. And two, after you get out of the water, you're wet. So being the foreigner that I am, I was not used to the fact that they did not have changing rooms or bathrooms on the beach. No, you just wrap the towel around yourself and you just change under the towel. What? I was so confused, and honestly, trying to fit into black skinny jeans while your legs are wet and you're standing half naked on a public beach. Embarrassing exchange moment. Another one, this has happened a lot at the beginning and it's starting to happen less and less now. My host parents will ask me a question. Okay, that's normal. They're curious about me, whatever. But I hear something completely different, so I go on and I start answering something that is not what they asked, and they have to stop me and say, no, it's not what we were asking. Embarrassing exchange moment. I had moved host families by this time, and it was after my language camp, and I was like, yes, I can order in a restaurant. I know how to do this. I'm so proud of myself. And I went out with my first host brother because he was in the US last year, and it was just like a 5-day staying with them because I didn't have a family to go to yet. I went to the restaurant with him, and I was like so proud. I was so excited. I'm like, God, I'm going to show him how good my German is. And I was pumped. And the waiter comes, and all of a sudden, I'm like shaking, and my anxiety is getting really bad because I'm like, oh my God, what if I say something wrong? What if he knows that I'm a foreigner? I don't know how to do this. Oh my God, what am I going to do? So Danny orders, and he looks at me, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Cola Light, because that's just Coke Zero, or like Diet Coke. And he looks at me, and I'm just like, and I'm like, Cola Light bitte, which is like, Diet Coke, please. And he walks away, and I'm just like mortified. I'm like, I promise I know how to say that. Words were not working, and embarrassing exchange moment. I think this was about a month later, maybe half a month later. I still hadn't really figured out my school schedule. It changes every single day, so I never really know what class I'm going to have or where I'm going to have it. And I think it was a day where I had 2 hours of English, 2 hours of Spanish, and then I'm supposed to have an hour of geography also. And I forgot about geography class. So after Spanish, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to go home. I get to go and eat lunch. Like, this is awesome. And so I walk halfway home and then realize I have geography class. And I had to walk back. And I got very weird looks from my class because we travel in one pack from room to room. And I got very weird looks from them because I wasn't in the class with them. I sat in the corner and kind of died internally there because, embarrassing exchange moment. Also, on more than one occasion, I have been so tired in the morning, I have gone to school with a pair of pants on backwards. The first time, I went to school with my yoga pants on backwards. Now, they're the Victoria's Secret yoga pants, so they've got like the big band around them, and you should be able to tell. They don't have any bejeweled anything, they just have like a little itty bitty like pink logo on it. And I was so tired that I didn't see it was in the front instead of in the back. So the entire day I was like, why is the front of my pants so high and the back so low? Like, why am I having to adjust these so often? And I was like, well, I gotta go to the bathroom anyways. I'll just, make sure. Because there was, in my head, I'm like, I probably put my pants on backwards. I've never done that at home, ever. I've never been that tired or that, like, into that in the morning that I haven't been able to put my pants on the right way. But I went to the bathroom and they were on backwards. And I couldn't really fix them because there was a huge line for the bathroom and there's only 3 stalls. So, and like, if I would have wanted to change them, I would have had to take my shoes off, and I probably would have been like fallen against the bathroom stall because they're very like narrow. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna sound like something else is going on in that bathroom. I'm gonna just go with my pants on backwards. So I went the entire day with my pants on backwards. And it happened again, but this time it was just my underpants because now it's getting so cold I have to wear 2 layers of pants. I have to wear like a thermal pant and my jeans, and my thermal pants were on backwards. So, embarrassing exchange moment. Me, personally, I have this huge dream that when I get back home, I want to get like a small little airplane tattoo like on like right like here on my foot. So I can like cover it with shoes, but it'll just like represent exchange for me. And so when that's legal that I can do that, I want to get that done. And my host mom was talking to me about tattoos and piercings and stuff like that. And we were speaking in German, and I was like so proud of myself. I'm like, yes, I know this. And I momentarily mixed up the word for plane with fly, like the little like bug fly. And she kind of looked at me really weird, and I'm just like, oh God, what did I say? Like, is that offensive that I want to get a tattoo? And she was like, she went into English, and she's like, fly. You want a tattoo of a fly? I said, no, plane. She's like, oh, this. And they're so similar that I mixed them up. And kind of sat there and laughed for a little while because I was like, German, man, I'm so sorry. She was like, no, that's okay. Like, it's funny. I'm like, embarrassing exchange moment. That was also the same day I wore my yoga pants backwards. So, 2 embarrassing moments in one day. Yay me! I win some brownie points for that one. On my trip to Prague, Dresden, and Berlin, we had to all meet in Linz, and we stayed in a youth hostel that night. Now, I had to go there a day early with my host family because they said, well, we're going to a doctor there for your host brothers, so we can just go and we can drop you off at the hostel. And I said, okay, sounds good. I got dropped off at the hostel, I think 5 hours early, because my host family was like, well, we're not coming back over this direction, so you can just stay in the hostel, we'll get you Wi-Fi and whatever you need. I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever, I don't care, sounds good to me. And I decided to go downstairs and try and get some food because I knew we wouldn't have food for a while and I'd missed lunch. And lunch is like the big meal of the day. So I was like, I should probably get some food. I went down to the restaurant and the lady said, well, you can't order regular food. And I'm like, can I just order French fries? And she said, yeah, sure. So she brought my French fries around. And all of a sudden, this huge group of exchange students just like floods through the door. And I'm just like, oh, people I know, awesome. And they come in and they talk to me. But there's like a few that don't, because they're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know if I don't know, maybe she's crazy. Which I probably am a little bit cray now, but that's beside the point. As they're leaving, I see one of them and I'm just like, hi! And the look on his face was priceless. He was like mortified. He was like, like practically ran away, and I was like, you don't know who I am. Okay. Embarrassing exchange moment. Also, am not accustomed to having to walk in snow. That is a telltale sign that something is going to go wrong. And I didn't have snow boots at this time. I just bought them. So I have a horseback riding lesson that I go to every Saturday. And we have to walk down this hill that is like this to get there. There was snow all over the downhill. And I was like, oh, I should be fine. I walk off the bus, almost eat it on the pavement where there's barely any snow. And I'm like, well, this is going to be interesting. And I fell down so many times going down that hill. I seriously debated taking my jacket off and sliding down. And all the little kids were like walking down, and like none of them are even slipping, and I'm like falling every 3 steps. I'm just like, embarrassing exchange moment. My life. And last, but certainly not least, this actually happened on the Friday before Christmas break. I have my PE class for my first 2 periods. I only have 4 periods on Friday. I have 2 hours of sport class, 1 hour of math, and 1 hour of ethics. So on my 2 hours of sport class, we got put together with the boys class. Because usually it's an all-girls class and an all-boys class, and we don't ever really see each other. But we got put together with the boys class. And our teacher said, okay, we're going to play volleyball today. And I was like, oh, perfect, cool, I can play volleyball. That's awesome. I can, like, show them that, like, you know, I'm athletic. I'm an athletic American, because they think that, like, Americans just are lazy, and I'm trying to not be. But sometimes, like, that's kind of hard, because it's kind of tiring being an exchange student. Anyway, I was going for this one ball, and it was really close to the net, and I didn't see the pole that was holding the 2 different areas apart from each other. And I was like, I went to hit the ball. I don't even know where the ball went, but I ran smack dab into the pole, and it was on like 2 levelers to make the nets higher, and it fell off of it. I caught it, but like the 2 level things like fell out from underneath it. So I'm like holding this pole in place after I've just like made a fool of myself in front of the entire class plus another class that doesn't even really know me. All they know is that I'm the exchange student. And all the girls in my class like, they're just cracking up. They're like, oh my god, Riley. And the whole time I'm just like, shh, shh, like, no one saw that. It's okay. Shh, don't tell anyone. And I walked back just absolutely mortified. And they kept bringing it up during class. And I was just like, no, shh. No one needs to know. It's okay. It's okay, guys. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. It's not a... No. Shh. Embarrassing exchange moment. So, I hope you guys like hearing about all of my horribly embarrassing exchange moments. I cannot put it into words how, you know, how embarrassing it is being an exchange student sometimes. But I absolutely love it. This month, have actually gone from being incredibly homesick to just like in one day, it was crazy. In one day, I woke up, I was just in this good mood. I went downstairs, said good morning to my family, and I was just like, man, this is a good day. And it's just been like that ever since. And now I'm kind of dreading the day I'm gonna have to leave, instead of like doing the countdown of like, oh, I have this many weeks until I leave. Okay, cool. Like when do I get to go back home? And now I'm just like, I don't want to really leave. And I know I'm gonna have to eventually, but I'm so happy here now that, you know, I never really thought my homesickness would go away. It was going on for like a month and a half, and I was just like, God, this is never gonna go away. I'm gonna be sad all the time. I don't want to be sad for an entire year. Then all of a sudden it just was like, happy. And it's so amazing. It is so amazing. I'm so happy that I stuck through it. I knew I would. There was never an option to go back home. But now this kind of is feeling like home. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that jazz. I will hopefully be posting more often now that, you know, I'm in a happier mood, and I won't just be posting about homesickness. So I will talk to you guys soon.